Okay, so in this activity, we are going to be comparing fractions with different denominators. And the purpose of this is that we are going to compare fraction magnitude between two fractions by finding the common denominators. Okay, so let's see. So here I have these two fractions. We have 4/6 and 5/12. Are these two the same denominator? No, they are different. These are not the same, and we need to change one of them or both of them for them to be the same. We are going to see, let's look at the smaller denominator, whether to see if it is a factor of the larger denominator. So here in our multiplication chart, we see, or multiplication table, we see that 6, and I see 12 right here, which means 6 times 2 equals 12. So 6 is a factor of 12, and that means we need to multiply by 2. And remember, whatever we do to the denominator, we have to do to the top. So we're going to multiply 4 times 2 as well. So we know 6 times 2 is 12, and then we know 4 times 2 is 8 if we look at our multiplication table. So that means our new fraction is 8/12. Okay, now our denominators are the same. So that means it is time to compare because we can finally compare since they are the same. So let's look at the numerator. Our numerators are now 8 and 5. So let's compare to see which one is bigger. Which is bigger, 8 or 5? 8. 8. So now I'm going to draw this little sign here, and this means the greater sign. This means that 8/12 is greater than 5/12. Now let's check it with our tiles. So I'm gonna have 8 of these 1/12 and 5 of these. And now this tells me that I can see that 8/12 is way bigger than 5/12. So that means that we are correct here. Okay, so we know we are right for that one. Let's work on a different one. Now we have 1/3 and 3/4. Now our denominators is 3 and 4. These are not the same. So now we need to change one or both of the fractions so that the denominators are the same. Now let's look at the smaller one, 3. We need to see if 3 is a factor of 4. 3, if we look at our multiplication table, no, I actually see that 3 is not a factor of 4. So we cannot divide 4 by 3 and get a whole number. So what we need to do is we're going to have to change both fractions. So for each fraction, we will multiply the numerator and the denominator by the other denominator. So it's like I'm going to be stealing from this. So I'm going to multiply 3 by 4 and 1 by 4. So if we do that, we now have 4/12. Okay, but that means I need to change this one to 12. And how do we do that? We multiply by the other denominator, which is 3. 4 times 3 and 3 times 3. And now we have 9/12. Now do we have the same denominators?
Yes.
We do. So now we can compare. So we have 4/12 and 9/12. Which one is bigger, 4 or 9?
9.
9. Good job. So we're going to write the greater sign here on this side. And we are going to check our work with the tiles. So if I lay out 4 of these, and then I lay out 9 of these, we see which one's bigger.
Then 9/12?
Yes. So 9/12 is greater, and yes, that means we are correct. Okay. All right, so we are going to practice some more with the worksheet, okay? Okay, actually we're going to do one more problem before the worksheet. So let's work on this one. Can you read out the fractions for me?
1/2 and 1/3.
Okay, Are these two the same?
No.
No. So we need to change one or both?
Both?
Yeah, both of them. Okay, so let's see. Go ahead and try on your own.
Okay, I multiplied 1/2 by 2, and I multiplied 1/3 by 3, so I got 2/4 and 3/9.
Okay, now are these denominators the same?
No.
No. Okay, so yep, we see that they're still not the same denominator. So let's see, let's look back at your work and see what we did here. So I see that you multiplied 2 times 2, but remember, because these are both different and 2 and 3, they're not factor of each other, that means we have to multiply by the other denominator. So that means we have to multiply 2 by
3
and 3 by
2.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yes, good job. So now that we have the same denominator, we have 3/6 and 2/6. So it's time to compare which is bigger.
3/6.
Yes, because we're going to be looking at the numerator now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and do the greater sign there. All right, and now let's check our work with the tiles. So we have 1/2 and 1/3. Which one is bigger?
1/2.
Yes, and that proves that we are correct.
Okay.
All right, now we're going to do some more practice with this worksheet. All right, we're going to move on to the next activity, which is comparing fractions with different denominators. But now we're going to be looking at a number line, okay? So now the purpose is we are going to see 2 fractions, and we're going to be using benchmark fractions using the number line, and we're going to see if it's closest to 0, half, or 1. So if we look at our first set here, we have 2 fractions with different denominators, 4/6 and 5/12. So 6 and 12 are not the same. So we need to think about the size for each fraction to decide, well, which one is bigger. Okay, so let me see. Let's look at 4/6 first. Is it close to 0? No, it's not close to 0. Is it close to half? Yeah, I see that I think it's going to be a little bigger than half because 3/6 is actually half. So 4/6 must be a little bigger. So I'm going to write it right here. Okay, so now I look at the next fraction, 5/12. Is it close to 0? No. Is it close to half? Maybe, but it's a little smaller than half because 6/12 is equal to half. So I'm going to write it a little bit smaller than half. 5/12 right here. So now that we have both fractions here, now we're going to see, is this going to be, which one's bigger, or are they the same? So now that we have it here in our number line, I see that 5/12 is close to 0 and 4/6 is bigger than 1/2. So now we see here clearly that 4/6 is bigger. Okay, do the greater sign right there. So our answer would be 4/6 is greater than 5/12. Now let's check our work with the tiles. So here we have 4 of the 1/6, meaning 4/6, and then 5 of the 1/12, meaning 5/12. Which one is bigger?
4/6.
Yes, so this tells us that we are correct. 4/6 is greater than 5/12. So we know we are right. Okay, let's look at a different problem here. We have 1/4 and 2/8. Are the denominators the same?
No.
No. So, let's see. Now we need to figure out where do they go here on the number line. We need to think about, is 1/4 closer to 0, 1/2, or what? Okay. So what do you think? 1/4.
Is it closer to 0?
Okay, good job. And where would the 2/8 go?
I think past the 1/2. Right there.
Well, let's check our work actually with the tiles here. Okay, we have 1/4,
Mm-hmm.
and then we need 2 1/8, right? Actually, they look the same. So where would it go?
At the same as the 1/4?
Yes. So what sign would we draw here?
The equal sign?
Yes. So these are actually equivalent to each other. Good job. All right, so we will do some more practice with the worksheet.